Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Dreamforce. Today, we're going to talk about Innovation Ohana, a program that we have implemented at Salesforce IT, a great success citizenship development program, quite encouraging response on that. Moving over, I will do a short introduction for myself and my colleague Saith Anderson, who is Senior Manager Software Engineering here at IT, and myself, Sanjeev Arora, Senior Director for IT at Salesforce. Moving over, I think you have seen this slides quite a few times. This is a forward-looking statement. Do not make any decisions on what you see here, but what is publicly available information. Not taking any more time on this, I would like to talk about, this is very inspiring. Jason Bloomberg shared this in Forbes early this year. Modern IT organizations are center of empowerment. That is the key message we want to give from this program as well. We have developed this empowerment model, which we have leveraged to our IT team and beyond to facilitate citizenship development. You do not have to be a developer to do innovation. Innovation is in your blood. It just needs a spark. So that is the core theme around this innovation program. So let me talk about the program and what brings the vision and values around it and how it was a success. Moving over, I love this quote. This was clearly an inspiration for this program and a core theme. When a flower does not bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. This is a key message we have given to our employees and leaders. Everyone in our team has great problem-solving skills. They are great innovators, but they just need a spark. So that spark was missing. We have modeled this program to empower our employees to think, to bring their ideas. Ideas are very fragile. They can die out very easily. But they need a program. They need some support to bring that idea together and a buddy to come together and solve that problem. So this is a great message which is echoed in this quote as well. Moving over, talking about some vision and values, the whole idea, as I said, was to spark this program to bring ideas on the table. So we built this program to explore new methods around security, experience, collaboration, and efficiency. Talking about some core values, we have a PTO program here at Salesforce, which is PTO for innovation. We dedicate time for innovation, 5% of time, maybe an hour every week, depending upon your schedule. We want people to explore new ideas. So this is PTO is a great value which is embedded in this program. We encourage ideas, as I said earlier. We do not want ideas to die out. There could be a common problem, common use case, but it's more about collaboration, bringing teams together, affinity across teams, global teams. We have people working across globe on a common idea. These ideas are cultivated over the period of time and brings value together, which is very important. Our employees are very motivated with this program where they can find avenues to run their passion. They may not be working on a technology, but they have an option to work through an idea, work with a buddy, and learn and grow. Moving over, talking about some of the key success and recognition this program brought over. In a year, on an average, we had almost 40 plus ideas submitted and around 16 POCs. Frankly speaking, we overachieved. Our target was 2 ideas POC every quarter, but we did almost 4. So great encouragement from team, great support from team. There was cross-domain running, as I said. People may want to work on a voice integration, which they may not have in their core domain, but this is an opportunity. We did demonstrate some of the greatest ideas, which I will have Said talk about later on. This brought collaboration across teams. Teams from various sites, various hubs, work together on a common idea. And we have it in our source, which is we have the common code base in a common repository so that we have reusability. We do not duplicate those ideas, and we can grow them more based on the idea. So I'll let Said talk about the program, the model that he's one of the program manager for this program. He's from Indianapolis, but it's a global program. He has run the teams globally across the globe and helped this program grow. So I'll let Said talk about it, the program model, and some great example stories.
Thanks, Sanjeev. So Sanjeev spoke about why we have this program at Salesforce IT. I'm going to talk a little bit about how it works. My goal is for you to come away from the session knowing specifically how to develop a program just like this, if that's what you're in the business for. So from idea to adoption, let's talk at a high level kind of how we process the ideas. So first, what we do is we do idea intake. And naturally, we use a Salesforce application for this. This is a no-code application that is front-ended by Lightning. I'll show you a little bit later about that, but those ideas go into this application. We immediately socialize the ideas on Chatter. We feel like socializing early and often is super important just to make sure that we get the ample amount of feedback for each idea. We also ask that the idea goes to our monthly Innovation Ohana meeting, and so the idea submitter, or the innovator, if you will, goes to our meeting and presents his or her elevator speech for that idea. Secondly, we are very engaged and deliberate about forming teams, idea teams. We want those teams to be cross-functional and cross-geography. So we're engaged in that and we're deliberate about that process. We try and scope the ideas to about 4 to 6 weeks. What we don't want is a large scope idea that's going to take a year to accomplish. We want our innovators to be able to accomplish something quick and fast and POC it and build energy around the idea. Build and test really happens kind of on the side, offline, if you will. Idea submitters or innovators actually kind of run their own project. This is a self-organized method of developing projects. And so often build and test happens aside from innovation. Where we come in is in the demo process. So we'll provide kind of dry run support. We'll provide a demo deck. That demo deck serves as technical and non-technical documentation, as well as links into the source control. Our goal really is to scaffold the innovators so that they have everything that they possibly could use in order to get their idea out there and get it generalized and adopted. So a little bit about the process itself. So we were at the high level, now we're dropping down one level. So specifically, we have the program administrators, myself and another person, have weekly idea triage meetings where we look at new ideas and think about kind of the general direction of the idea. We have monthly 1-hour Innovation Ohana meetings. This is with the entire Innovation Ohana. That's typically a lunch and learn format. We have quarterly celebrations. We celebrate our successes every quarter. And that's where we will pick an idea of the quarter and celebrate that. We'll also talk about the other successful POCs. And lastly, I want to show you the tool. So like I said before, this is a Lightning-based tool. No code involved in this tool. It's 3 custom objects. It's built kind of on a change management model. So you can see it starts at conception, and we track the phases of each idea from planning, approval, development, and implementation. All the metadata around the ideas are in this system. By the way, this system is also in our work management system, and so we tie these innovation ideas back into the work that's being done by Scrum teams. We love our tool. We love our processes. We think this model works. We've had success with it, as Sanjeev mentioned. But as you guys know, as an administrator, manager, or developer, ideas are easy. We can track ideas. We can track them anywhere. But implementation is hard. And the adoption of those ideas is quite difficult. So there's some research that you may have seen from back in 2006 by IBM, just sort of org-level difficulties around innovation. And you guys know this, right? Risk avoidance, siloing, time commitments. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Incorrect measures, meaning innovation really needs to be measured from an ROI perspective in a different way than traditional ROI. So those are kind of organizational level barriers. I've got a link at the end of the slide deck if you want to learn more about that. My observation with this program are kind of fourfold in terms of barriers to innovation, right? So often we'll have innovation ideas where the solution already exists. We try and socialize those ideas so that we can drum up any solutions that are out there that perhaps the idea submitter didn't know about. Large scope ideas, this is a consummate problem. Rome wasn't built in a day, and so innovation idea submitters often try and are very confident about what can be accomplished in a short amount of time. Poorly defined ideas, meaning problems for which that are not properly defined at the problem level, and then ideas that are too specific or idiosyncratic. Here's some questions I typically ask early on in the process. Have we socialized this idea to the group? The more socialized this idea gets, the more feedback we get. At Salesforce, we feel like feedback is a gift, and so the more we can get of that, the better. Have we defined this problem that we're solving? And specifically, have we defined it from a quantitative perspective? Have we done a data analysis to determine sort of the patterns around the current process? Will our minimal solution address the problem? And are we addressing multiple use cases? So if there are multiple use cases, perhaps we should iterate on this idea. We're a big fan of version 1 and version 2 and version 3 of our innovation ideas. What we think this program has done for us is taken us from really side work project managers, so our developers and admins doing side work and just managing that project, to a citizen development program. And here's why. So many of you know the benefits of citizen development programs. Sorry about that. So the key benefit really is it's motivational, and you can see this. There's an intrinsic motivation attached to every idea. The energy that it takes for an idea to go from initial seed to implementation is all driven by the idea submitter, his or herself, right? I don't have to get involved. I'm merely a facilitator of this program. There's energy behind it by definition. The idea submitter almost becomes an entrepreneur for their idea. Secondly, from a professional development perspective, we try and create T-shaped employees, or employees that have sort of a specialty but also have a wide breadth of knowledge in other areas, right? Well, as an innovator, you can't just be a developer or an administrator or a manager or a product owner. You have to be multiple things. You have to be engaged in the work that it requires to get an idea from seed to adoption. And so that's important. And we support no code, low code, or lots of code, and you'll see that in the next slide. It supplements traditional IT delivery, and we have a high focus on productivity enhancements, and I want to talk about some of those. Got a slight delay on my clicking. There we go. Okay, so one tool that we were quite successful with is the One Deploy tool. What this is a tool that we use in the release process to do our deploys. It cut our deploy time in half by about 90% efficiency, right? So you can imagine releases happen usually at night, 30 people on a release call. If that deploy is scheduled to take 4 hours, it now takes about 2 hours, and everybody goes home early. This is an innovation idea that was brought by a single person for a single team, and that we generalized to multiple teams. The Innovation Ideas tool was an innovation idea. This idea came through the innovation process. We have this neat little series of tools. So these are actually 3 innovation ideas that were stitched together. I'll take it from the bottom. So the data fall is a data synthesis tool that allows us to build seed data in our new sandboxes. The SEEP, which is just a fun thing to say, is the super end-to-end process flow. This is a UI automation framework that takes that data, that spun up sandbox, and runs UI automation against it. And then lastly, the Buildmaster is a process innovation that we've developed. So we stitch these 3 together. We use it for release sign-offs. It's an unimaginable amount of hours it saves us every week. We have this neat little integration between Alexa and Heroku and Salesforce, right? We use the voice interaction model that Amazon provides to talk to Heroku, that then talks back into Salesforce to create records, update records. This was an innovation idea. We have a team currently working on a garbage sorting application. What this is based on geolocation, you walk up to a trash receptacle, you want to figure out whether or not your trash is recyclable or compostable, you use this mobile application to do that. So this is a team that's working on this. This is maybe an application that may not ever hit a product roadmap, but we have teams working on, ad hoc teams. We've got something called the NUI framework, if you're familiar with behavioral-driven development. So this is a framework that's on top of JBehave. Lastly, but not least, we have something called the kernel grindstone, which is a Heroku-based application that helps us manage events and offload processing from our Salesforce org. It's a Node.js application. This is just a subset of the innovation ideas that we've developed through this citizen development program. So you may be wondering how to get started with this. Do we have any resources to hand off to you before we leave? And I'm going to let Sanjeev kind of cap us off with that.
Thanks, Seth. talking about the program, the model. It's a great tool. It's a great inspiration for our team. So here is what we can help. We have spent time, over 2.5 years on this program, great success stories. We want to share this across. So we have a quick start guide which is available. The link is shareable, which gives you some quick start tips as well as guidelines, do's and don'ts, what will work and what doesn't work running such a program. It's a great success. We are launching it globally across in our new IT hub, which is at Hyderabad. It's very encouraged, and we are following the same model, and that's where we have developed this quick start guide, where we are in a different zone, but we need the same kind of innovation growing across. So quick start guide is available to you. We're also working on, this is a great news, we have an innovation idea app, which can be used as a tool to log these ideas, to collaborate on these ideas. This will be available as an open source shortly at the end of this year. That's what we are expecting. So we are working on making this application as an open source, available on GitHub. You can use it as per your need. And the slide deck is available. I would definitely end this session with an inspiration that please give this gift to your team. Please give this gift to your team. That is what I would like to echo, because we do not want ideas to die out. Anyone can be an innovator. Innovation is a core value here at Salesforce, and that's what we live with. A smallest idea, I will share several examples. There have been ideas which have come up from executive admin, and they are now program managing that idea because this is what they need in their daily life. They just need a spark to bring that on, and that can be leveraged across that team. Please do not let ideas die. Give this gift to your team so that we can cultivate innovation, solve problems, keep our employees motivated, working on new technology, new process, working with new people. It's a great collaboration tool. It's a great inspirational tool. It's a great learning tool. So at the end, thank you for hearing us out and our model. We shall be here to help you out in any questions. The quick start guide is available. Our contact information is also here. So feel free to reach us if you have interest in running this program in your organization. We will be more than happy to help you out. Thank you, and have a great day.